What's going on, guys? It's your boy Brad back with another video, and what I want to talk about in this one is how my first solo shift went as a new nurse.
Are you listening? Nurse Pass. Beast mode. Grinding. Yeah.
So I have had a couple of weeks of orientation. My initial schedule here on my new department has been very all over the place. I've done a couple of weeks on days. I did 1 week on nights, and now I'm on my own on nights for a couple more weeks, and then I'm going to go back to days for a cardiac orientation where we just admit new, fresh post-op heart patients, and then I'll go back to nights. Anyway, all that stuff being said, I had my first solo shift, and I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about it and let you know how it went. I know for a lot of people out there, people who are about to be new nurses or those who are in their last semester of nursing school, you're kind of wondering, what is it like whenever I no longer have somebody looking over my shoulder, and the responsibility, all that responsibility is on my shoulders. So, with all of that in mind, and with just a couple of weeks of orientation under my belt, I went into this first shift, and I had two patients, both of which were cardiac patients, and it was a pretty good shift. But you sit there and you get report, and you kind of have that realization that you no longer have, you obviously have all of your coworkers around you and you can rely on any of them and resource them if you need help, but you don't have that preceptor right there on your hip helping you make these decisions, helping you prioritize what you do this first and then this, and these things need to be done in this order, so on and so forth. It's all on you, and you are now truly managing your time and organizing your day. And so I first get there, right off the bat, they had drawn evening labs, and I get a call of a critical lab value. One of my patients' potassium was like 2.5, so I had to initiate some potassium, gave like 6 runs, and just doing the different assessments and all the different things that I had to do. There was a point in time in the shift where it got overwhelming for real, where I was just like desperately trying to play catch up and make sure that I'm documenting everything properly and charting what I need to in a timely manner. And it's funny because I know that these seasoned nurses, in comparison, my patient load wasn't anything compared to what they normally have to deal with. And, so for them, they'd probably see this assignment and be like, it's just a walk in the park. But for me, being my first night, it was a lot, actually. There was one point in the night, it was about midnight. I don't know, man, just so many things going on, trying to juggle so many things. I was just anxious, man. I was like, damn, this is rough. I knew I would get through it, and it was just a process and a grind I had to get through. But at the end of the shift, towards the end of the shift, 4 or 5 in the morning, things slowed down. I could breathe. I could catch up on my chart and get my assessments in, all of those things, and could finally breathe, and it was all right. And at the end of the shift, by the time it was all said and done and I gave a report, I felt accomplished. I felt good. It was an interesting first day. On top of having to give those runs of K right at the beginning of the shift, I had to get one of my patients extubated, and that was my first time ever doing that all on my own. I'm calling and consulting physicians and trying to see, calling the vascular doc who's on call. Hey, how do you want to go about doing this? What's the protocol? All those different things. But having that autonomy and not having that person there on your hip, kind of, it's kind of like letting you go and allowing you to fly. And, you're either going to soar or sink. But when you have those resources, those other coworkers there on the floor with you that you can resource, like, hey, buddy, I got this going on. This patient needs to be extubated. What's the protocol? How do I go through doing this? Always relying on those people around you definitely helps make for a much better first solo shift. If you are surrounded by the kind of coworkers who will just let you drown, then that's the worst, man. And I apologize, and I feel terrible for those nurses who have to deal with that, but I got a great squad around me, and they really helped me get through the shift well. And actually, I just had my second solo shift, and it went even better. So I'm thinking as time goes on and I'm working on my own more and more, I'll develop more autonomy, more better time management, and getting the flow for how things go in the department and how you're supposed to operate when you're on your own. So anyway, I just want to get on here and let you guys know how my first solo shift went, give you guys a little bit of insight for those of you who are about to be new nurses or are. And yeah, that's kind of what the process looks like. Just go with it, man. There's a method to the madness. Just dive in head first and grind. That's all I got for you. If you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button down below. I'm putting out content every week to motivate, uplift, and inspire you to be the best damn nurse you can be. It's your boy, Nurse Bass, and I'll catch you in the next video.